Well, hello and welcome to the second Google Drive video. I want to show you three things today. One is how to organize your files, the second is how to share your files, and the third is how to use Google Drive for beyond just using Google Docs and Google presentations. So, let's take a look at a Google Drive account. This is mine. I have quite a bit of materials in here because I have all the materials for the course online. You'll notice when you first sign into my account there's really only 5 folders. It doesn't seem like I have very much. However, in each one you'll see that there are several files here, and even in each folder here I have subfolders and subfolders. It keeps a nice list at the top as far as which folder we're in, so that helps us get back if we are confused. So how does this work? Well, let's say I create a Google Drive document. Here's a new one that I want to do, and it's going to be a King Arthur document. So I type in King Arthur Quiz 1. And my typing always messes up a bit, and we're good. So I'm going to start the quiz here. I'm going to put name, date, and actually, you know what? Before I move on, I want to make sure I put this in the right place. Well, I have two choices. Number one, I could go back, find my document here, open up my drive on the side, and then click and drag it into the game, and then open up the game, and click and drag it into King Arthur. But that seems like it would take a lot of time. A much better option is this. If you're working in the document, again we're in King Arthur Quiz 1, just click this little folder icon right here. It'll bring up a list of all your folders, and I know I want to put it in the game, and I know I want to put it in the King Arthur folder. You'll see the check mark that says you've selected it, and then you click Move, and boom, it's all set. If I want to verify it, I just click the folder and it tells me where it is. So that should save you a lot of time and help you move around things if you're ever confused. I can now go ahead and keep typing on this, except I really don't want to. So that is how to move documents around. If you ever want to move a bunch of documents around, let's say I want these 2 entire folders to move, I can just click them and then drag them into another folder, or I can click this folder up here and then do the exact same thing. This works for moving folders around and individual documents. Now, I were you, I would come up with some sort of system. You'll notice how I've color-coded each of my quests. I have my own little system. You can do that simply by right-clicking, and it gives you a whole list of options. You can star things, you can rename things, you can change the color of different folders. Really doesn't mean anything, but it can help you with your organization. So that's the first thing I wanted to show you today. The second thing I want to show you today is how to share things. Let's go into a document here I've started on. This is the document for quest number 1. The default when you open up a document is for it to be private. That means only you can see it and only you can change it. But oftentimes you'll want to work together with someone, or you'll want to turn in a file to me. How do you do that? Well, go to the top right hand corner, click Share, and you'll bring up a little share sheet. That's fun to say a couple times. Right now, you want to look at this. Who has access? The default will say private. Only the people listed below can access it. If you have an assignment and you want to share it with me, what you need to do is simply type in my email address in this field. Now, since I'm the one making it, I'm not going to type in my own email address. I'll type in a different one that I have here, just to show you how it works. Type in a name, click Save and Share, and boom, you see I've shared it with my other account. Say you have 5 friends and you're all working on a project. You could put all 5 friends in there, and then they could all work on it. Another option, and I've done this with several of my documents, is to change the share settings altogether. You can say anybody with a link can access this document. Anybody with a link, in this case, can view the document. You could also say, well, maybe you want everybody that sees it to be able to edit it. Maybe you want to share this with a bunch of people and have them all edit it. That's fine. But I recommend keeping it small because you never know what's going to go on the internet. Unless you're putting a document up on a website and you want people to be able to make a copy of it, you really just want to be able to have people view it. Don't have them edit it. The third thing you can do if you really want, if you've made a presentation, you want to share it with the world, you can click Publish to the Web and Public to the Web. We really don't get into that in this class, but that is an option for you as well. So that is sharing for you. Now, one of the neat things with sharing is that when you share, you can work on the same document at the same time as other people. This is my other account, the one I just shared with. If I go to Shared with Me, I see the document has appeared here, so I can open it up and see what it is. I'm going to make a couple changes here. I'm going to delete half of this, and I'm going to change this to an exclamation point, and I'm going to get rid of introduction 1. Let's go back to my other file. You'll see that the changes have immediately come in, and there's actually a cursor right here. That's the other account. That's my other account. You can work on the document in real time at the same time as other people, and you don't have to be in the same room. Now let's say for a second a friend of yours makes a change that you disagree with. Well, there's a couple ways to deal with that. Number one is to call them or text them. Another one is I could click, notice my picture's up here, I click the little chat feature and I bring up a little chat that's going on between the two of us. I can simply send them a message asking them, hey, why did you delete that? I like that. Another option, say your friend just kind of went in and deleted the whole thing. Well, that's no good. You go to File, See Revision History, and you can bring up a version of it, say this one, from a little bit ago. And I can restore this version, and now everything is fine, and it's back to the way I want it. So Google Docs is a great way to work together, great way to share. One last thing that I want to share with you is how Google Drive is not only a great place to make things, but it's a great place to store other types of documents. We used this Create button earlier, but have you noticed this arrow right here? This arrow is used for uploading files and folders and really anything you want into Google Drive. Let me click Files, and let's go to my desktop. Let's say I want to upload this PowerPoint presentation that I made. Go ahead and click Open. It takes a couple seconds, and boom, we have the Middle Ages PowerPoint right here. Now you notice it's not a PowerPoint anymore. It's actually been converted into a Google presentation, and this gives me all the same sharing functionality that I showed you before. You may need to deal with a couple things like here, the text is a little bit off, but usually that's a quick fix. Another thing you can do is upload different types of files, files that can't be converted. For example, let's say I want to upload a picture. Let me find a good one. Here's a picture that I used earlier. I click Open. It takes just a second, and boom, I have my picture right here. I can open it and get a preview of it, but obviously it hasn't been changed into a Google Doc. But that's okay. If I want to right-click, I still have access to all the same sharing abilities, and I can send it to other people. What I encourage you to do, rather than use your H drive for your files, use your Google Drive. This lets you access things at home and at school. Well, those are just 3 things I wanted to share with you with Google Drive. There are many, many more things you can do with Google Drive. I hope that you'll experience those throughout the year. Please let me know if you have any questions, and good luck out there.